What's up YouTube, WePostE here, and today's Victor bringing you guys another standard Pokemon battle, and I will be the guy with the Gardevoir, Chandelure, Avalugg, and so on. Now this team was made by both George and myself, and that is probably why it is not the worst team in the world. If I made it by myself, it would probably be the worst team in the world, like any team that I make, but because George's input was in here, it's pretty decent. Now, this team is more hyper offensively based, so you can probably see the only really defensive Pokemon is the Avalugg, and the Avalugg is kind of nifty because it's it's a defensive dude, but it's got the Mirror Coat, which works coupled with Sturdy. I'm not sure if that plays well into this match because it did happen a week ago, and I haven't played Pokemon between then since then, so this team might be kind of outdated. I have no idea how fast the meta game changes in Pokemon because so here let's just explain the team. That Genesect is a physically orientated choice Scarf Genesect. You got Wall Breaking Azumarill, Wall Breaking a Gardevoir, sort of special side, Chandelure again Wall Breaking sort of thing, and then the mixed Tornadus Therian form. So the Tornadus Therian and Genesect are going to be providing the speed here, and everything else is just going to be quote-unquote breaking walls, and the Avalugg is just there for support. It's sort of my pivot switch sort of thing, though I do use the Gardevoir to absorb the special hits because Mega Gardevoir is pretty powerful, and I decided to use it because just how much damage that Bliss it did to my Chansey in I can't remember which battle it was, but I think it was the one with it's the one with the Gardevoir on the thumbnail. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get on with the battle, shall we? So he's going to lead off with Scolipede, as I'm going to lead off with Genesect, and I'm thinking, well, I have the Zen Headbutt, because, well, it's a good move to have, I suppose. And Genesect's physical move pool isn't the best, so he's going to go off for an Iron Defense, and I'm thinking, okay, Zen Headbutt, it's going to do something. No, it does 30%. Peanuts. I'm thinking, what? That does not seem right. Let's go into Tornadus Therian because this is obviously some kind of wacky, physically orientated sort of madness of a Pokemon, and I'm gonna go for U-turn as I see the Espeon coming here, and I figure, well, if he's got all this stuff baton passing, he's the baton passing team essentially. Well, the baton pass sort of gave that away now, didn't it? I am quite the narrator. I'm going to go for a trick here because I know, well, if he needs a baton pass, he's going to want to be able to baton pass. I figured getting specs on anything is going to be good at this point, but he does have the Kingdra, and putting specs on a Kingdra with +2 speed and defense is not going to be the best idea in the world. So I'm going to end up having to sack my Mega Gardevoir here, which isn't the best, but I know he's going to stay in, go for the Surf, and the Mirror Coat's going to come in handy because if I were him, I wouldn't have switched out. I really didn't see a reason for him to switch out, which is why I went for the Mirror Coat there. And he's going to go for Mega Horn just to finish me off. There really was no reason to keep my Avalugg, aside from the fact that maybe I might want to keep it for Death Fodder. But looking at his team, there really was nothing to take, no opportunity for me to be able to heal him up or anything like that. So Death Fodder, I'm going to use him right there. I'm going to go into Chandelure, and because nothing on his team can take a Fire Blast, actually. Looking at his team, Venusaur, Espeon, Hawlucha, nothing really. I mean, the Espeon does manage to take it, but not well at all. And this way, I can just bring in the Azumarill now. I can take anything that he throws me because I am part Fairy type. And see, the Sword Power does do a lot, and I went for the Ice Punch thinking he would either go into the Venusaur or the Hawlucha. Probably the Venusaur thinking that I would go for Aqua Jet, and being trapped in Aqua Jet wouldn't be the best thing to do, so that's why I went. There's the logic in me going for the Ice Punch, though to be honest I do have the Genesect for the Venusaur, so there's that, because Venusaur Sludge Bomb and then Grass move, so not much you can do there. I'm gonna go for a Blaze Kick because he actually is kind of weak to fire now that the Kingdra is gone, since his Kingdra was his only fire resist on his team. And I'm going to go into Tornadus Styrian, knowing that he's going to go for King's Shield, because that's what all Aegis Slashes do. I'm going to go for another 2 Heat Waves in a row, or at least I think I do, or I switch out, sorry, just to get some regen on things, because I figured he was going to go for the Shadow Sneak. So I'm going to go to Genesect to take that Shadow Sneak. I take it fairly nicely, which is wow. I'm going to go for a Blaze Kick, I believe. Staying here, go for a Blaze Kick. I think I'm going to go for a second one because it is super effective, and the -1 attack doesn't really matter too much now that I did get a +1 attack there, so it sort of cancels out, but I missed the second Blaze Kick, and now I'm in a bit of a pickle, just a bit of a pickle. I'm going to go for another Heat Wave this time, and just pray that I live this Shadow Sneak that's going to be coming my way. But he actually doesn't go for it, which surprised me. Maybe he thought I would switch out, I'm not sure, or he just wanted to sack it, because right now he really doesn't have anything to take my stuff. And I'm going to go for U-turn, which honestly, now that I think about it, I might should have just went for Heat Wave, but the Venusaur is very bulky. I can't tell if this is a Mega Venusaur or not, I really can't. But I'm going to go for Fire Blast this turn, and yeah, that just shows you how bulky it is. I was Choice Specs, but even if it was Choice Specs, yeah, actually, I wouldn't have been able to take it out. It would have lived with 5%. I'm looking at the damage on the side, and it says 56 and 29, so there you go. He's going to be able to finish me off with the Acrobatics with his Halucha, but alas, I will be able to outspeed him and finish this Halucha off with an Air Slash. And since this is a hyper-offensive team, most of my battles have been under 20 turns, so this being 27 was the longest I could find, and I just really wanted to show it off, because I really feel like this is a nice team. And I've managed to win about 80% of my games, and spacing that off 14 wins and 4 losses, which doesn't seem that great, but it is 14 out of 18 games won, which is 7 out of 9, which is 78%, so around 80% of my games. That's nice. But I did start off the count with a very low rating of only 1,000, so that might have factored in the fact that I was only versing noobs. And that seems a lot less impressive. But yeah, so there you go. Not a bad team, I don't think. Sort of giving out this hyper offensive thing a try, having George be the thingamajig, the mastermind behind all of this definitely helps. I'm not sure if Genesect is banned. I think they had an OU suspect test, or is going to hold one. I'm not sure if Genesect is one of the people they're thinking of moving back up to Ubers. So yeah. And also Hearthstone is going to be continuing. I know not too many people watch that, but it is something that both George and I are really into at the moment. So yeah, although you probably couldn't tell because 3 Hearthstone videos, 1 Pokemon video. Actually, it seems like a long time since I've played Pokemon, but it really isn't that long. I've really been rambling a long time just to get this video up to 8 minutes in length, so I will shut up now. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.